Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Longboard Blues, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug. Longboard Blues, 1975.
Welcome to another Arcade versus Home port. In this video I'll be playing this game, Afterburner 2 Arcade versus the PC Engine version. Look at me, trying to jump straight into it with a very big, large effort. I've lost the ability to talk. To stop waffling massively at the start, because you know what this is about anyway. So yeah, I'm playing Afterburner, originally released in the arcades in 1987 in two variants, a sit-down cabinet, you know, that was articulated, and a stand-up cabinet. And then this was Afterburner 2, and the reason I'm playing this one was, this was the version that was released on the Mega Drive. Why am I hammering when I can just hold my file back down? I love the way the colour changes, it's so rich, and also it sounds like do your seatbelts up sign when you're on airplane. Nice touch, I guess that's what they went for. Yeah, anyway, this was the version released on the PC Engine and the Mega Drive. But basically, Afterburner 2 is not really a sequel, it's just a tweaked version of the original, gives you, what, 4 extra levels, 22 levels instead of 18, but that didn't stop them putting the number 2 on the end to make it sound like a sequel. Obviously, it's heavily inspired by Top Gun, because you take off from a carrier, and it's you in an F-14, which everyone thought was the nuts of the planes back in the day. I love this bit, refueled, nice bit of scaling there, very dark, horizon in the background. But yeah, now, obviously the original arcade game was ported to all the 8-bit systems, you know, Spectrum rubbish, Amstrad rubbish, Commodore rubbish, had gameplay for them, Amiga, Atari ST was a 16-bit, rubbish. Master System, which was one of the first games I had on my Master System. It came with it when I first bought it second hand, back in the day, drinking game, you know who you are. And that was fantastic fun. I've got gameplays of this on pretty much everything, but since it's a Sega Sprite Scaler and I want it in this series, I'm playing it against the PC Engine. Why the PC Engine and not the Mega Drive? We'll get to that when I start playing the PC Engine version, but I prefer it anyway. So, you know, it's pretty much as Space Harrier, which is interesting because Space Harrier originally was going to be a plane game and you were in a Harrier jump jet. I need to start using my lock-on, but then due to restrictions at the time, I guess because it was 1985, even though it was 16-bit, they went for a man in tights and shit, and yeah, and the rest was history, and I'm glad they did. So, I don't know if when they made this, it wasn't just inspired by Top Gun, but they kind of kept that in their mind, which was, hey, do you remember those guitars, are like double guitars, sorry, points for the quote, let's put some, oh, I'm landing, even though I've blown up, I'm still landing, that was awkward. That's never happened before. That is impressive. Just blew my tits off back in the day. But yeah, do you remember those guitars like double guitars? Sorry. Do you think back in the day they just thought, again, another drink, why don't we actually make, you know, the game we were originally going to make, but we'll put F-14 in it because all them kids love that, and all them birds, they love Tom Cruise. But yeah, this game, there's nothing to it. Sprite Scaler, on-rail shooter, looks lovely, will absolutely devour your quarters and or 10p's. And let me rephrase that, your parents' quarters and or 10p's back in the day. A lot simpler than Space Harrier if you think about it, because while you get to shoot everything and you have a lock-on, you don't actually fight any bosses. Anyway, I've talked enough bollocks. Top right is, I'm doing it the other way around now, I'm not waffling outside the video, I'm just waffling inside the video, not getting to the key points. Ooh, it makes you feel nauseous, but yeah, so radar top right, oh, they're behind me! Ooh, that's another reason I wanted this in. I've got Afterburner 3 and Strike Fighter in this gameplay series, and that was obviously what inspired Strike Fighter. So I need this in here, and I want you to know, like, look at that! Those are 14s I call traitors. But I do like the fact that you can shoot the floor. Ooh, the music's amazing. But yeah, anyway, look at that! That's cool, that's very impressive. Was that in the original Afterburner? Get some lock-ons, Dave, before you just start hammering your rockets. I believe I'm out of Vulcans. Oh no! And we're landing again. Are we? No, we're not. That's weird. Yay! Ground attacks. Canyon. this was kind of what no one could really do on the home systems back in the day. This was incredibly impressive. It's as crude as it looks now, but this was incredibly impressive back in the day. I mean, not as impressive as Thunderblade, because that was an entirely different type of, you know, it was still a sprite scaler, but, you know, fake 3D. It's wondering, harder than I really... Ah, it's my fault. I just crashed into the Weetabix. But anyway, yeah, so basically Space Harrier with a lock-on, which doesn't actually make things much easier. Oh, more fuel. I didn't blow anything up then. And we're in Snowland. Yeah, it's not Iceland or Greenland or Canada, it's Snowland. Right, don't just keep hammering that. Oh, that's Harriers. Now we're in Harrierland. Yeah, no bosses as such in this, really. I guess it doesn't need it. I guess it's just trying to be Top Gun. It really should let me do a fly by the tower, shouldn't it? Ooh, those Harriers are frisky. So yeah, I mean, again, as I always say in these videos, I'm sure there are people who play through the entire thing on 10p, but this was just a pocket raper for me. Also in this series, yes, I've got a gameplay of the arcade versus the 32X version and stuff like that. But this series of videos is about that, you know, initial stage of consoles when we were promised this stuff at home, and this is another example of that series, this game, you know, where it was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. You know, especially, oh, there's a missile. Similarities between the Mega Drive and, you know, the system hardware these Space Harrier were not used. I have no hardware scaling, so it wasn't going to happen. But we didn't know that. So I love this series of videos. But yeah, all in all, this is still really, really impressive. 32X version is not arcade perfect, by the way. Amama Vulcans again. Amama can't talk. But yeah, lack of real detail on the floor, you could argue, because everything comes so quickly. But I don't know, as a kid I looked at it and just thought, wow, how come no one's shooting him? Yeah, as a kid I just looked at it and just went, oh my god, it looks like life. Fuck on! You're like, to be fair, it's so much going on in your face, you can't really take it in. It's almost better, I would say, on the console version, so kind of appreciating and understanding it, even though it's not graphically as impressive. Anyway, woohoo! Let's jump to the PC Engine version, and I'll explain why I think it is the best home port of that era of systems, and my favourite home port of Afterburner. So here we go with Afterburner 2 running on the PC Engine, released by NEC Avenue in 1990, so 3 years after the original arcade machine. And I believe the Mega Drive and or Genesis version was right about the same time as this. And they are both, you know, for the hardware they're running on, you know, because we're talking this initial wave of 16-bit system, you know what I mean when they're talking about the PC Engine. This initial wave of 16-bit systems that promised the arcade, so pre-32X and pre-Sega Saturn. I mean, I guess the Sharp X68000 was out at this point, which probably have a very, very, very good version on it. But that was a hella expensive home computer. But why do I prefer this to the Mega Drive? I mean, I love both of them, but this just pips it for the fact that it tries something software-wise that is just really impressive. It's crude and as pants as it looks, but it tries to do a couple of decent scaling effects. One with the plane that refuels you, and one with the ship you take off. And no home ports did that, because alright, if we go back to sort of 1988, the original 16-bit, the Amiga Atari ST, they were rubbish versions. These ones, at least sprite-wise, look like the arcade, you know, to some degree. And then you got your Spectrum, your Amstrad, your Commodore. That was never going to happen. Your Master System version I mentioned previously at the start of this video, the sprites in that were fantastic, and that is the best 8-bit port. There's no denying it. But I've just always got a soft spot for the PC Engine version because it tries to do things that none of the other versions tried, if that makes sense. But I mean, between you and I think it's a Marmite thing whether you prefer this to the Mega Drive version. So I'd love to know if you do, or you know, or if you think that one's better graphics and stuff like that. Because to my untrained eye, it's been a while though, I think they're pretty much bang on par. Right. Service mode. Controls. We want to invert. Obviously, everything is gonna take a hit. We know that. Therefore, easy, because I'm a pussy. Sound test. I love that, you know, ball effect in the background. Look at this. This is a really nice touch as well. Yoink. And the music is really good, even though it's going to take a hit compared to the arcade. Alright. Holy shit. Try not to have a seizure. Yoink! That is so cool. There is just absolutely no reason for this to be in here, but since it's on the title screen, you know, amazing. Now, some of the cabinets back in the day. How do I get back out? I don't know. How do I get back out? Awkward. Okay. Oh, it's got speech as well. That was weird. I couldn't get back out, so I reset because, well, I'm a dumbass. But it was a nice mode. It has no, need to be in it, but it's really quite impressive for the time. But yeah, I was just about to say that some of the cabinets I played on back in the day just said Afterburner. So for ages, because look, that's Afterburner 1 now and he gets shot. I just thought there was Afterburner, and there was no Afterburner 2 until some point out on the title screen when you saw the 2. But that, I think, was because some of the cabinets that I played on were the Afterburner 2. Would you even upgrade Afterburner 1 your board to Afterburner 2 in an arcade? I guess you would if you thought kids would, like it more. But yeah, it was the original cabinets. This is really pointless, but it's all old school shit. Yeah, the original cabinet, but the game on it was Afterburner 2. So I guess that's why for years I didn't know there was an Afterburner 2. This is the arcade until the home ports came out. Anyway, let's get into it now. Because it's the PC Engine, you will use, because you've only got 2 buttons, run to accelerate. So let's get into it. Right, game start. Let's go into service mode again. Right, control, reverse, normal, exit. Look, your icon's a little plane, that's so cute. Game start. Watch. I just think this is so cool. It's chunky and awkward by today's standards, but no other versions do it. That is really cool. So, right, radar top right. Your score on that is off the title screen. You would expect that. You can blow up the ocean because your bullets are magic bullets and they are regarded for their blowing up the ocean abilities. Barrel roll the same way. I didn't mention that before. Just go extreme to one way and back. Such chilled music when you consider the amount of utter death you are spitting. But yeah, it's really nice music. But my rocket's at bottom right. It does the colour change as well. Really well. I think I'm out of Vulcans again. Right. Press run. Your Afterburner goes up. Obviously your explosion's not quite as sexy as the arcade. But we'll let it off. I love that when you shoot the floor and then you get flames up and stuff like that. Flame on. But yeah, I played this years later. I played the Mega Drive version first. Back in the day. Have a drink on me. And I was blown away. But if I played this when I was a kid, I would have lost my shit. The changing of the colours, brilliant. Look. This is why I think the PC Engine version is the best home port of these initial sort of 16-bit arcade conversions. I love the fact that you got the blue hue in the background. It accelerates. It looks so nice. The sprites look nice. They look accurate to the arcade. They're a tad smaller, but 30,000 feet. It's a bit chilly. Oh, shells and balls. Kind of endless continues, but ground is sparse. You would expect the ground to be sparse. That's why I like doing these sprite scaler conversions. Even the driving ones will take hits. You wait till I do Power Drift, which only came out on the PC Engine. That's an incredibly impressive port for what it is, because no other sprite scaling or pseudo fake sprite scaling driving games of the time. Oh, I've got continuous, thank God for that. Did the sort of roller coaster effect, but that's a video, or that's a conversation for that video. Because, well, we're playing Afterburner 2. So yeah, my reason for thinking this is the best home port, the transition of stages is very reminiscent of the arcade. And for some reason the music there sounds like Street Hall. Seriously, look it up on YouTube. But yeah, ground effects are really sparse. I got off topic talking about Power Drift. But what do you want? Because essentially it's doing the same as what it did in the arcade. The arcade is it's completely filled the bottom of the screen. And ultimately, don't shoot the Dutch houses. Ultimately, it's a bang-on conversion of the arcade because it does in place exactly the same. It's balls hard, and if you were putting money in, you would be a poor man. And for fake scaling, the update on the size of the sprites, because obviously this has no hardware update, and the animation is superb. I tell you what's not superb, my gameplay. Oh, bright light. were landing, that's really cool as well. I forgot what an impressive port this is and why I think this is the best home port. Again, if you want to see the 32X version, just browse my video section, but I'm talking about that promise, you know, hence this series, of the leap. We were all the companies, you know, Nintendo later on, Sega first of all, well, NEC before that, told us that, hey, we're not in 8-bit land anymore, you wait till what's coming now, we're going to get the arcades at home. So yeah, me, back in the day, another sip, this would have been like, holy cow, I'm playing the arcade. See, it is accurate, because I'm just as shit as the arcade, but I can't keep pumping money in. So yeah, Afterburner 2 arcade versus PC Engine version. Absolutely fantastic, and my favourite Afterburner port. It's funny that I'm a die-hard Mega Drive fanboy, and when there are games that are on both systems, ultimately, I run another game I'll get to in this series, I prefer the PC Engine version. But yeah, never had a chance of doing the arcade game, like many of the videos in this series, but my god does it give it a good go, especially with the sort of trying to do the scaling effects on the boats and the planes. It just really tries that a little bit more to me than the other versions. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think. What do you think of this in the arcade, on the PC Engine, any of the home boards, whether 8-bit or 16-bit? And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.